Hey y'all, this is TWE TV here, bringing you guys another YouTube video, and today's main topic is honestly the real stuff that no one really wants to talk about, the dark truth about trading. Everyone likes to, I guess, sugarcoat it and paint their own picture, and I guess nowadays it's become a norm to paint a picture and I guess market it and try to sell a course, right? I actually wanted to go over four main topics. The first one is your trading journey, right? How do you get there? That's probably one of the biggest questions that I feel like, everyone always has that question when they first start. First of all, there's no roadmap out there. And what I mean by that, there's literally nothing out there. It's just a possible idea or just maybe someone else's roadmap, that maybe their journey that they went through and, that's what they think is necessary. So there's no exact standard, I guess is the best way of putting it, right? There's no for sure light at the end of the tunnel. There really isn't, in this trading industry. There's a small 5%, maybe 3% that actually are profitable here and there. Then there's smaller percentage, the 1% that are profitable consistently, which is a big key point. And another thing with that is there's no golden strategy, that 100% accurate strategy. There's none. A lot of people like to market that maybe they discovered one or whatever, but how I view it, if there's so many different indicators out there, and there are so many, not even just the ones that are on TradingView, there's so many different applications out there. If any Joe Blow can just make one, or maybe put a few together on TradingView that are free, or maybe they spent a little bit of money on a developer to make, I'm pretty sure all of the big whales out there would have definitely done that by now, right? So let's get that off the table. And then, just being a consistently profitable trader, that's probably another big thing. How do you get there? And in my personal opinion, the real way to get through that is simply just constantly developing your craft, journaling, back testing. A lot of people like to just tell you, try this and it'll work. And, then maybe it works for maybe a few, 2-3 trades. But then when you go to use it on a live account on 10, maybe 15 trades, you probably only have a 10% success rate. And that always happens. That always happens. Now, the very next point, the second point is, I guess, trading is paid upon performance. Kind of like when you're working in sales, right? At least, I don't know what background or what kind of job everyone here has possibly had, If you had any kind of sales experience, you got some that are, you get a little salary and then you get commission on, the sales that you make, that's awesome, but relatively they're going to have a very small commission percentage. But let's say if you work in the hard sales, door to door, right, where maybe you're not receiving a salary, it's just straight commission, maybe even getting paid dirty, that is some stuff that is really tough stuff, because you're getting paid on your performance, so, but it leaves the door open to, as let's say you do fantastic that month, well, you're gonna get a fantastic commission check, and that's how it goes, so with that being said, trading is just like that, no BS. If you do well, you do well. A lot of people don't understand that. You're going to have bad days, bad weeks. Maybe you receive, the 10th, maybe you're able to withdraw like 8 grand, this month, but then next month you're only able to withdraw maybe 2 grand, or vice versa. It really just depends. Maybe you have 6 months of straight 10, 15 grand, but then the next 3 months it's like only 2, 3 grand, or maybe even breaking even or even negative. You need to accept that. A lot of the time wins are heavily marketed in this industry, and losses are kind of swept under the rug, which is a terrible, terrible thing, but that's what's really out there, and now it comes back to, people selling courses and stuff like that. You got to be prepared that it's like receiving a check every other week, or look at this as you're 100%, paid on your performance. So it's 100% commission. Right? And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the time, this is all psychological stuff. You can't get frightened by, let's say, you having one bad day. You can't. If you let yourself fall into that trap, you'll get stuck there. The biggest thing you got to do is figure out what is your long-term plan. That is probably the biggest advice when it comes to that point. Another big thing, which is actually leading up to my third point, is trading is all probability. A lot of people, want to just think that, okay, if I find a strategy that's 100% or nothing. A lot of people have that mindset, kind of like what I was saying earlier. Trading is all probability. Nothing's 100%. The biggest thing you can do is try to figure out how you can get to the highest probability on every single trade. And not only that, that just comes down to a success rate, but if you can tweak your trading strategy to such a degree that it's not only, you're focusing on, okay, this amount of confluences has happened, so it has this most probability of it going in my favor or whatnot, right? But if you also get to a point where you're tweaking your risk, right? That's another thing too that once I realized that, I started to incorporate it into my whole trading plan. It got, it was such a development in not only my strategy, but in my plan. And honestly, me as a person and, my whole psychology, mindset, everything when it comes to this trading industry. And, they always say patience pays, right? A lot of people like to talk about that and say, when you have patience, not only in, your strategy actually working, having trust in it, you're building that confidence, or you're feeling more comfortable taking your trades and letting them ride, but you're also, having patience for yourself. You're giving yourself a chance, because at the same time, as you backtest, right, and you journal, and you take more and more and more trades and collect more and more data, you're basically setting yourself up, for success, if you really, really think about it. With all that being said, right, you're developing patience for yourself and your trading strategy, right? You're also trying to figure out the highest probability. Now, the next objective is tweaking your mindset to not taking trades based off of emotions. There's so many times that I've seen in our Discord, I can't even tell you how many people are in there. It's a couple thousand at this point. There's so many people that take trades just because they heard something from somebody else. Maybe they saw a signal, or maybe they got another signal provider, outside of our Discord, or maybe, they saw that, I don't know, that it was dropping to the downside, for the whole previous week. So they assume it's going to be, a buyer's market for the next following week, or whatever the case may be, or maybe they're revenge trading because they had a couple losses. So they think this next one is going to be that magic trade that, digs you out of your hole. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's exactly what they say. Emotions will fuel the market, and those that are actually disciplined and make valid decisions off of facts and confluences are the ones that will be that top percent earners in this whole trading industry. Now, my fourth and final point is trading is a high paid skill at the end of the day, right? You're developing such a craft and such a discipline that's not only gonna, change your wallet, but it's gonna change your mindset and you as a person, right? It's not easy. Not any Joe Blow can do it. No, the small percentage can, right? It's all experience. It's not gonna come overnight. You got to give it some time. Anyone can be profitable to a certain degree, but the key is to be consistently profitable. That's where things get hard. Trading can twist your emotions, but if you allow yourself to be consumed by this, then you'll just become the liquidity. So my biggest thing is develop great habits, develop a great strategy, a great plan, and actually just pay attention, build numbers, because at the end of the day, numbers are not going to lie to you, and you're going to see where you have your faults, right? You're not going to cheat yourself. And ideally, when you start to put numbers in front of you, that's where I felt there was a big turning point for me. When I realized, oh man, I want to make this much for the month or whatever the case may be, and I get to see where I'm having my doubts and issues. If you need any more guidance, you're free to join our Discord and stay profitable.